His words are
Fade me and baby.
okay. And here we are.
Here we are.
How you doing tonight?
Good. So, fun game. What's gonna come? Like, is the podcast gonna end, or is the Tylenol PM gonna kick in? Like,
Oh, you took Tylenol PM.
two.
Okay. Game on.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me that.
I know.
You were waiting to go live?
Yeah, why not? Here we are.
All right.
Yeah.
So she passes out, starts snoring.
Yeah,
You know why.
you know why? Yes,
It'll be fine.
it will be fine.
Fine, fun, both.
Yeah. Well, I want to go to bed. I want to get a good night's sleep. Miles is already put down. Like, he ate dinner, played for a little while. I gave him a bath. I gave him a rub down with lotion. He's had his medicine. Like, and when he went down, he was down. Like, he's out.
Yeah.
So, I put his little sock monitor on. I've got the baby monitor here. Like,
And you were about to read a book
I was.
and go to bed.
Yes.
And then I was like, hey, you want to do a podcast?
Yeah.
And what'd you say?
I mean, I guess. I think that's the exact tone I used.
I guess. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're here.
Here we are.
Why not knock out 2 in a day?
Right?
We can post this one tomorrow.
That's fine.
I can at least get it done tonight and schedule it for tomorrow.
Yeah. So people watching, like, don't judge me. I'd already taken, I took an exfoliating shower. I did my skincare routine.
She did the full shower.
I didn't wash my hair because I've already washed my hair this week. So, yeah. My skin feels so soft. It feels so good.
I can't wait to feel it.
Well,
She'll be asleep.
Well, I'm sleeping and you're all like, it feels so good.
Yes.
So, I got my jams on.
How was dinner?
Dinner was good. Grilled chicken, squash, and I guess you call those sauteed. No, they weren't sauteed.
No.
They were, I don't know what kind of
Just
potatoes.
potatoes.
They're like broiled, baked, crispy potatoes.
Yeah.
They're like one of the girls' favorites.
Like breakfast potatoes.
Yeah.
They're good.
They're very good. Very, very good. But like seasoned. So I use the what do you call that? It's like the onion soup seasoning packets.
Oh yeah.
Then you sprinkle that on them. They were really good. I saw that you put them in a bowl, which is great because
it is. I saved them.
I don't think the eggs. I think some of the eggs in the carton got frozen in the drawer. So,
they went in the drawer.
Yeah.
Let's stop putting eggs in the drawer.
It's what I mean.
That's all right.
We need to
pull them out and then put them on the top and they'll defrost.
We need to go grocery shopping sometime this week. Yeah. Meal planning's been going well though.
Okay.
He hates grocery shopping because the checkout gives him anxiety because the cost of food is just going up and up and up and up and up and up. And it's like the one thing we can't seem to get a control on as far as our budget.
Yeah. Just no matter what, there's like 2 carts coming out of the damn grocery store. And then when we get home and put it up, and then it looks like we bought nothing.
Yes. And you even have gotten to the point where I'm like, hey, we need to you get halfway done through the grocery store.
And I'm just
you just leave and go to the register. And I'm like
I'm done.
I even did that to you in the frozen food section the last time. I was like,
I'm out of money.
Where are you going? We still have to get items, bro. Like,
yeah, we don't have no more money to buy items. What I was calculating.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're ranging anywhere from $700 to $900 every time we go grocery shopping, and
every week.
And yeah, every week. But we've been stretching it to every 2 weeks, which has been nice.
Yeah, if we can buy enough stuff. If they even have enough stuff, that's the whole other thing.
Oh yeah,
you have to dig through
the last time. Like the shelves were like wiped. But here's the deal: is it's like the stuff that's wiped is like the food that you buy when you're on a like shoestring budget. Like,
yeah, all the expensive food's still there.
Oh, yeah, so, like, all the healthy stuff, all the healthy foods, all the fresh foods, like, all of that, you have no problem getting, but the foods that you buy, which are unhealthy and mega processed, are wiped from the shelves with the
They're the cheapest.
because that's all the economy is allowing us to buy. Like, it's awful and it sucks, and we are blessed in the situation that we're in. Yes, we look at the food budget, but I know that there's other moms out there that it's worse.
Oh yeah,
So, I mean,
sure.
it
I was
just
just trying to buy formula again on Amazon, and they cut me off.
really
Said nope, wait till next week.
seriously?
Well, I bought some yesterday.
Oh.
Bought 4 cans yesterday. I was going to buy 2 more cans now, just because so we can stock up. I just want to stock up slowly.
Yeah, so Miles, his formula that we switched him to after breast milk, we did a ton of research on that we felt comfortable with. I am not judging anybody else on any other formula that they pick for their child. I'm just saying we knew what our dietary things looked like for us and the stomach issues we had. And we kind of went, he's probably going to have some of the same things. So let's try and find a formula
And the one we picked is great.
that's what I'm getting at. So we picked a really good formula for him right off of breastfeeding, and
And he liked it.
he loved it, and it
And
was really good for
There was
him.
no complications with it. There was no
No,
diaper rash, no
no,
nothing.
nothing. And it has been wiped from the shelves, and you can't even buy it. Like, you can't buy it from normally, you'd be able to buy
No
it
grocery stores.
can't buy it from the grocery stores. Normally, we're able to buy it online. And I think we've been able to buy it from the distributor, or at least find which stores
The
we can get it
distributor
from.
through Amazon.
We can't even get it. So, like, we switched him to another formula that was highly recommended, very much in the same category, very expensive,
More expensive than
like
this.
subscription based only, and he had a horrible reaction to it. And I was like, we have got to switch him back. And so
Yeah, you wanted to switch it, the formula, the diapers, the baby wipes. I'm like, let's just do one thing at a time.
yeah. And
Pretty sure it's the formula.
yes, and that's what it had boiled down to. And so now he's back to wanting to consume bottles. He's diaper rashes.
I mean, there for a while, he wouldn't even touch those bottles.
No. So, like, and it wasn't like we switched him because I was like, oh, this is cheap. Like, it was purely we could not get food to feed him. So I'm looking forward to, I mean, we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 months left of formula. And then he's supposed
because he's already just like, let me eat.
Yeah. Well, and that will phase him out. And I don't, and a lot of people, this is going to be a very controversial topic, but like, I'm not going to do whole milk.
No.
We're not going to do milk.
No,
we'll do water. We'll do watered down juice.
Yeah.
Pedialyte when sick, but we will not do milk.
Or even Pedialyte in general, and you water it down.
Yes. So there are so many other ways for children, and this is all my opinion, all my personal opinion. There are other ways for you to receive calcium. And if you look at the studies that they've done, if I've read the studies, I've looked at them, I've interpreted them how I think as a mother that's going to be best for our son. And we've talked about it as well. Like, there's not really a need to go to cow's milk. Like, I can understand the breastfeeding component, the moms who do breastfeed for extended years.
Yeah.
That, like, I can understand that. There's a lot of antibodies in that sort of thing. And to that, there's a lot of breast milk still in the freezer that we've been giving him as like when he's sick or things like that, because it does boost his immunity and things like that. And it has been beneficial for him. The whole milk, I just don't see the nutritional value in it.
I don't either. You know, I was reading.
Oops.
I guess my camera's dead.
Dead or hot? You want me to turn it off?
Whatever.
Oh.
Actually, it looks like the HDMI is falling out of the camera.
Oh, that was probably Miles. I'll fix it.
But anyways, I was reading an article on milk that said basically after you turn a year old, you're pretty much lactose intolerant from that point forward. So, and that's for everybody. Every single human after the age of 1 is lactose intolerant. And so why go with milk? Why do that? Why? I don't know. I would just assume not do it. No milk, please.
So I was highly lactose intolerant as a child, and even still now have to be kind of careful as far as like ice creams and coffees and things like that. I have to be careful of, but like there's yogurts he can be eating, there's cheese he can eat. Like there's so many more ways to get calcium. So
Yeah.
it's just our opinion as parents.
It is just our opinions.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think too, I was actually watching a podcast, and it talked about how it was his wife and he was cooking dinner, and his wife cut off the end of the lamb roast, I think is what it was. I don't know. Anyways, she cut the end of it off and then put it in the oven. And he was like, "Babe, why do you do that?" And he was like, "I don't know. My mom did it." And so she was like, "Okay, well, he was like, "Call up your mom and ask your mom." And she goes, "Well," and so mom goes, "Well, I don't know. My mom did it." Okay, so call up. And so then I want you to. So what it boiled down to was they called everybody like generational down the line. And then what it came down to was, well, I had to cut the end off because the ovens that we had back in the day, you couldn't fit a full roast in the oven. And so we sliced the end off. Like it had nothing to do with cooking, had nothing to do with any of it. And so, like, we need to start asking that question.
Yeah. Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing the things that we do? Are we doing it because the generations before us did it, or are we doing it because there's an actual purpose?
Yeah.
So
that case, there was no purpose.
There was no purpose. And so that's why a lot of things have triggered for me is as parenting, just because our parents did it or our parents' parents did it or whatever the generational thing is, we need to be asking why.
I don't think there's anything that I do that my parents did.
No, I agree. I agree. I'm just like in
How
general,
about
like
you? Do you catch yourself doing anything your parents did?
probably I can't think of anything off the top of my head at the moment, but probably. And it triggered something being put to me in that context. I was like, yeah, we should be questioning a lot more because we're smarter
Yeah, we
and
are.
we're more intelligent. We have access to more information, more case studies, more of more. And so we should be questioning, okay, but why that way?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with questioning and then challenging so long as it's done in the correct way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur.
That's all I gotta say about that. It's a good podcast.
Yeah.
We're already 12 minutes in.
Yeah. So it's nighttime.
It is nighttime.
We're winding down from the day.
Mhm.
And so let's talk about what's on our agenda for tomorrow.
Today was a really good day. We had a marketing meeting for our electrical contracting business, and I'm very excited. And I'm scared. I'm fucking scared shitless. Okay, but for good reasons, because the way of which we strategized this marketing,
It even blows our minds.
it blows my mind because
We could have been doing this before. Well, yes and no.
yes and no.
It wasn't available before to do it. All
Right.
of the people connected, just recently connected.
Right. I'm very excited.
But there's a whole lot of people that are in our corner that we are connected to, and they are doing amazing things together. And we are fortunate enough to know these people individually before they all connected to each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm glad that we were able to go to some of those events so I could introduce you on the front side
Yeah.
as well.
And
And then we kept plugging at it
yeah,
at every event that we went to past the first one.
right.
Just kept taking you to the same people. That way
Yeah.
they keep seeing our face and all
Yeah.
of that. And I think that was pretty important.
That was very important. That was a very good thing that you did. I don't feel like I've done enough to give you that recognition in that aspect. I'm very grateful for it. And I'm grateful for the connections that we have. I'm grateful for the opportunities that we have. And like even today, my mantra has been recognize the small blessings.
Yeah.
And I was even cooking dinner and you were on the couch and the house kind of had this like calm vibe about it. Like Miles was down, I think for a nap after school. He just gets a nap. Like that's just his thing.
Yeah.
And he was down for a nap or he was playing. I think he was in his walker playing. Maybe he wasn't down for a nap. Anyway, he was occupied, busy doing something, either napping or playing. You were on your laptop, you know, the other kid was outside playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just paused because I was like, this is kind of seems like a big deal. It's not, but I was really happy in that moment. And I recorded it a little short and I'll probably post it up sometime tomorrow. I was just grateful in that moment. Like you seemed happy and content. I was happy and content in the kitchen, making a meal, providing for my family after working all day and just happy in that moment. And I was just like, find the blessings, find the small things. And that's one of the things today that I have said over and over again is you just got to find the small blessings. And the small blessings are the community that's rallied around us since January.
Yeah, that's changed a lot. We didn't have any of these people.
We didn't.
And we've kept the connections close and
Yeah.
the friendships close.
Yeah.
And it's important to nurture those things.
It's also been amazing to see who's left.
Yeah.
Who's exited themselves.
Yeah. Well, kind of knew that was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not really concerned.
Me either.
More
I'm just
grateful than concerned that they're gone.
Yeah, just noticing it, like, and I'm talking like from family to friends to acquaintances to connections to all of it. Like it's been and I'm using the word amazing as in like shocking almost or eye opening to just see those things, to see those people like fall off themselves.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that's grateful in this aspect of like, and even some of these people, I wanted to go to them and be like, what the fuck's your beef, man? Like, what's your deal? Like,
it's not worth it.
But I
And
didn't.
They
But I
already
didn't.
removed. So
Yeah.
why fight for it?
Yeah. I didn't want to fight for it. It wasn't like I wanted to be, I didn't want to fight to be accepted because that wasn't it. My mindset is just such the person of I wanted to understand.
Yeah.
So,
But the mindset now is to put ourselves around people that are like-minded of
Right.
us.
right.
And
So one of the,
and because we have to work in that sector,
Mhm.
we need to be around those types of people.
yeah.
And essentially that's what we've done. We put ourselves in those places
hmm
with those people, and we're learning a lot.
Yes, we are. So you asked the question about what our plan is for tomorrow. And in order to get to tomorrow, I wanted to touch on today, which was that huge marketing meeting, because tomorrow we've got part 2 of that marketing meeting and wrapping up and solidifying some of those connections. That to me is astronomically exciting. And I cannot believe that I'm getting a second chance at doing what I've been successful at.
Being
The electric company, an electric business.
Did you see yourself there again ever?
Mm-mm.
Did you
No.
want to be there again ever? If
Yeah.
you look back a year from now
hmm
and ask yourself that question,
hmm
if you would be here, what would be the answer?
If I look back a year from now,
Looked back a year.
oh, like October last year.
Yeah.
October last year.
and just sit there and think, hey, I can go do this by myself.
No, I was so brain warped into making a product for someone else. No, I never thought that I would have the opportunity or the fortitude to do it myself. But here I am. I'm getting up every day. I'm working hard. Do I have days where I'm like, I can't fucking do this? I don't believe in myself. Yes, absolutely, I do.
That's what I'm for.
Yes. And as many times as you told me I'm never, ever, 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 ever gonna open up an electrical business.
I didn't want to.
And I didn't press you on it.
I really didn't want to, even though I know it's freaking inevitable that it was going to happen because it's built into my blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's not mine. It's yours.
It is. It is still ours. We are building something that is not for anyone else. And I think, and I know that that is the difference this time.
Yeah.
Because every time you've done it, it's been for someone else.
Yeah.
And this time, it is not for anyone else. This is for us. You don't get out of bed, that's only fucking you. Like, I don't get out of bed. I don't do the marketing. I don't do the research. I don't do the meetings. I don't answer the phone. That's me.
Yeah. You got to answer the phone.
I hate answering them.
You got to do it.
I know I have to do it temporarily, but
I saw you already moving in that conversation.
Oh, hell
that,
yeah.
You got a what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many dollars you need to make it to where I can hire somebody? Yeah.
I saw your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
I'm
hell
so
yeah.
good at it though. Like I'm
You are so
good
good
at it.
and you're so fast at it.
Yeah.
You can be done in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah.
And you have
And book the call. And book the damn call.
from the phone.
Book the call. Like
Yeah.
that's your only job as a CSR is book the damn call.
And they know the dispatch fee.
Yes. It's not a mystery.
So I'm not arguing whenever I get there.
Yeah. And if there's for some particular reason I waive the dispatch fee, it's in the notes. Yeah.
And that, my friends, is why we're doing it our fucking self.
So like I am good at what I do. It's just finding that person that's just as good as I am who has a thought process that I already know is going to be tricky.
That'll work.
Huh?
Trying to get this thing out of my face.
Oh.
Out of my camera face.
Yeah. So that's what we've got going tomorrow. Oh, I've got fun fact, you guys. I have packet pickup.
Packet pickup for a
Triathlon.
a what?
It's a triathlon.
Triathlon.
Is your voice going to do that when you come home from that damn thing?
No, it's going to sound like that while I'm on the bike because the bike ride always kicks my ass so hard.
You don't even have a bike yet.
I know. We have to go buy one. I used to have a road bike.
I hope they have bikes.
I hope we can find one. If not, I won't be doing the triathlon. But so, yeah.
But so yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So a triathlon, for those who don't know, a triathlon is a swim, bike, run. This is a indoor swim. It's 600 meter swim, I believe. You just have to make it across the pool. Like that's your whole thing. Like you can do you just have to make the 600 meters. They don't care if you dog paddle. They don't care if it's breaststroke, freestyle, backstroke. They don't care. There's no regulation. You just got to make it from one end to the other. That's it. My swim is usually my strongest suit. I'm really good strong swimmer. That's not a concern. I usually typically when I do these triathlons, I don't train for the swim. Not worried about that at all. The two things that usually kick my ass are the bike ride and the run.
And how many times have you trained for this bike ride?
Recently,
No, in the past. Yes, recently.
like twice. But the 2 times that I did, I was like, I did 22 to 24 miles
Yeah.
on.
How long ago?
So my most recent bike ride was what, 3 days ago? So yeah.
What
And
day
then
are we on? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I think it was 6 days ago.
I don't know how many days ago it was. I feel like it was 3 days. But irregardless, we're doing this triathlon.
I think you got to go ride the bike now.
I will definitely. Not today because that would be stupid.
You could ride it to sleep.
Yeah. But it's a 12-mile bike ride and then it's a 3.1 mile run afterwards. So I don't care if I'm the last person to cross the finish line. I don't care if they've packed up and all gone home. I will finish and cross the finish line. I don't care if I have to walk my bike the 12 miles. I am going to finish. I am going into this with a completely different mindset than I have done in the past. This is a tried and true figure it out. Like, this is a mental game for me. This is a mental challenge because physically I know I can do it and will do it, but mentally getting my body to believe that we can. So this is all a mental game for me. And I know that I have to complete this triathlon to know that I can take on this next chapter of my life, this next business venture. So I'm going into it with a completely different mindset. And I will complete it. I will finish it. How long it takes me? 7 hours, 27 hours.
27 hours.
I don't know.
later.
It's going to take me a really long time to finish that bike ride. It's going to kick my ass.
How
Um,
long? It's not going to take you that long. You were on and off that bike. You said you did 22 miles?
In 88 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Mm-mm. It was 22 miles in 88 minutes. And I have to do a 12-mile bike ride. Like I said, I've done this particular triathlon before. I know the route. I know the specific area of the bike ride that kicks my ass. So, because it's an uphill climb. And then it's not like an uphill climb and then you get to coast. It's an uphill climb and then it's flat. So that's why it sucks so hard because you don't get that relief of, oh, I worked hard for something, and then you get to coast. And that a lot to me mentally is what we are fixing to go into. We are going into an uphill climb.
And then you get to level out.
Yeah. There's no
That's-
coasting. You still have to work. There's still friction on that road. Like,
Mhm.
you don't get to just stop pedaling and just coast.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, I'm going into this with a mental game. Like, it's 100% mental for me. And I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to have you there cheering me on. It's going to be an early ass morning. I already checked the schedule. The gates open at 6:15. The first whistle blows at 7:30 for the first heat to jump into the pool, because your swim, like, the triathlon is spaced out based off of your swim time. So you start based off of how good at swim you are. So I will probably be in, I would think, the first 6 heats at least for the pool swim. The great thing about the pool swim is that it is it's one-way traffic. So I'm not going to have people coming against, because there's some people who the swim is not their strong suit and they will drown you. I've had that happen. So yeah, it's going to be good. And they highly encourage costumes for the run. It's festive. I mean, it's called the Monster Tri. So, they usually do a big, huge, monster blow up that you run through towards the end. And I have done this triathlon, like I said, so many times that I think Hannah ran across the finish line with me one time. That was kind of cool. So, and you get a little medal for finishing and all that good stuff. But yeah, you've got to go to Packet Pickup. They will give you your number the day of the race. Depending upon when you do Packet Pickup, sometimes they will go ahead and mark you with your numbers and stuff on your arms and your legs, because that has to be visible. So yeah.
Yeah, you have that on the schedule for Friday.
Oh, is it Friday? I thought it was tomorrow. I'm a day off. So yeah, Friday, and then triathlon Sunday. So worst case scenario, I will walk the run. I will still do all of the miles. The other challenge to this is in the ones that the triathlons I've done in the past with them, they do not allow earbuds. So you can't, there's no music zone out. There's nowhere else for your mind to be but for it to literally embrace the suck and push yourself through.
Embrace that suck.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm strengthening my mental fortitude to know that when I'm ready to give up, or instead of convincing yourself, oh man, we've climbed up this hill, we just have to get past this hill and we can coast. Mm-mm. No.
Mm-mm.
The only thing you've done is made it up the hill. And now it's no longer an uphill climb.
Mm-mm.
It's just. Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. So, and you have to face that part, the suck part twice, which is so much fun.
Is it now?
Mm-hmm. What are you looking at?
The place where you're running?
Mm.
They have a shoe shop.
Oh, where the packet pickup is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they're one of the big sponsors or whatever.
Interessante.
Yeah, it's in Keller.
So yeah, we've got a busy weekend. We have a baseball game,
Mm-hmm. We've got a kiddo that's got a
We've got-
tournament.
tournament game.
Mhm.
We've got an art thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got another volleyball game, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. That's just Saturday.
Typical weekend.
Yeah, that's just Saturday. And then Sunday we have triathlon, which will probably run us until at least noon, I'm thinking.
Yeah, noonish.
Mm-hmm. And then
It's supposed to be kind of cool though.
I am excited for that. So long as it's not too cold,
It'll be cold in the morning.
that's fine. The bike ride's fine. But when you start to do the run and it's that cold, my lungs usually don't fare well.
Yeah.
So, because when do you get to train
For cold weather breathing?
for? Yeah, exactly. Like when you get to train for a cold run in Texas, you don't.
No.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see.
And it's supposed to be in like the 50s that morning.
Mm-hmm. So if I come in all crippled, you'll be knowing why.
You'd be crippled Monday for sure, regardless.
Oh yeah, not gonna be able to walk.
I have to put you in an ice bath.
Yeah, and you know, so I was gonna pre-dose with ibuprofen before the race, and just there's certain prep for me that I know that I
Lots
can
of
do.
water.
Lots of water, lots of prep. That's the other thing too is Camelback. My stomach can only handle so much water at a time, so I know that that's going to be a hydration issue. The other thing is the fuel for your body, so I'll need to get some of those gel packs that have the electrolytes and sugars and stuff because my body's going to be metabolizing so fast, so quickly. I'll be burning through my fuel reserves because I don't still have a lot.
No. You have no storage.
Oh, I don't even know what my body fat percentile is, but I know it's not much.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Sexy.
Thanks. It's going to be interesting.
I can't wait to watch. I'm glad all I got to do is watch. So
Yeah.
I don't think I can make it 500 yards without
Are you going to be okay?
nothing and puffing.
Are you going to be okay with taking miles and sitting outside that long?
Why would I not be okay?
I don't know. Like he's
fine.
that's a long time to keep him occupied.
I got it.
So the indoor swim, they've got stands upstairs that you can watch the swimmers.
Yeah.
So you could take him in there, and then the bike run, you just find a good spot. The other thing is that I was thinking about doing is since we'll have, Miles and Jax, they could make a poster or whatever
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see it when I go by. And then the run, there's really not any place for y'all to sit for the run because it's like a dead end. Like you run and then you circle back. So and plus it's on a trail, so it's not like there's a place for y'all to go and sit or whatever. But
It'll be fine.
yeah. Take a chair.
It'll be fine.
Take a chair. Take an umbrella. Take a
Already got
candy.
chairs in the truck.
Yeah, gotta get. There's a lot of prep things that I need to get done.
Chairs in the truck. Ain't got no bicycle though.
No, got my run shoes. You okay?
What do you mean? Pull the Jake brake.
Oh my heavens!
That's what it is.
What do you have going tomorrow?
I take the dogs to the groomer.
Finally?
Yeah. I'm gonna bail on her tomorrow. Take them to the groomer at 8:30. Miles has to be at school early.
Yeah, he has to be at school at 8 tomorrow.
So
Which is why I was like, okay, I need, get all my chores done, go to bed early. Because,
yeah.
I would like to get up and get ready before we take the kiddo to school so that we can drop him off and then drop Miles off.
And Hannah.
Oh, yeah, I forget about that one. Yeah, that one too.
And then come back, get the dogs, drop them off,
Mm-hmm.
go to the office,
Mm-hmm.
do our meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we have 2 back to back.
Do we?
Dope. And Bannister.
Oh, we have another one tomorrow.
That's what this is.
All right. Bet.
Bet. Bet.
Yeah.
Bet. So, yeah. Oh, and Jax has a game tomorrow. What time is that at?
Cool.
Game changer. Jax has a game at 6 o'clock.
It's an early-ish one.
And Saturday at 2:15.
It's going to be interesting. It's tournament weekend, isn't it, for volleyball? It's going to be interesting to figure out because we have one vehicle. If you tuned into that previous podcast, it's going to be interesting how we make that happen.
I'll figure it out.
We always do. Yeah. And then that next weekend, I've got a senior photo session. So there's going to be a bunch of games.
We're out of games.
Not next weekend. We have one more weekend.
Thought this was tournament.
No,
Oh,
that's
BYA.
school. That's school tournament.
BYA has one more weekend.
Yeah, BYA's got one more weekend, and I'm going to be wrapped up for a good portion of Saturday because I've got that senior session photo shoot.
Well, the other vehicle's supposed to be ready to pick up Friday. That's went to the sunlight today.
Very good. Cool. See what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got to figure out. The other thing that I need to figure out is that payment. I tried to log into their app for the payment and it didn't go anywhere. So I need to mentally file that to follow back up on tomorrow.
They said they emailed it. Did you get an email?
I don't know. My phone's on the charger. I brought this in case I needed to look anything up for tonight's podcast.
Oh.
Yep.
So what are you guys up to tonight out there in YouTube world? I notice everybody's stacking their people instead of doing the side-by-side stuff.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not an option in what we use.
Right.
So there's that.
I'm sure it will be.
We've got another big question
Sure.
for the world because I've been looking at this a lot lately.
What's that?
Why has Facebook turned into LinkedIn in a different way? But hear me out. So when I get on my Facebook page,
I can tell you why.
I see nothing but people posting about their jobs, and majority of these people are coaches. But there are also a lot of posts where people are showing off their work. There's a lot of posts of I've got this work, who can do it. There's just not a whole lot of
Look at my kids.
Facebook posts like they used to be.
Right.
This is what I'm doing this weekend, or this is what
I
we're
think
doing with this.
I think it has a lot to do with the state of the economy.
Yeah.
I think people don't have the funds to do what they were doing previously. So because everything has gone up in cost, there is no more of that luxury time. And so why you're seeing all of that is one, because they got hustle, right? And they're like, shit, I got bills to fucking pay. Forget all the extracurriculars. Like I got bills to pay. And the second thing to that is that these are hustlers, like side hustles. It's people who are like trying to just pay.
So that's like a
groceries.
new big thing just in itself, that word.
Side hustle.
Yeah. So everybody has a job now,
Yes.
plus
A
now
side.
a side hustle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everybody. I mean, we are like,
And if you're not doing more than one thing, you probably should be, honestly. That way you have something to fall back on. Even if you are working for a company, you should still be doing something for yourself,
yes.
in my opinion.
Right. Whether you're growing your social media following, whether you're growing a YouTube or you're learning a
There's
new
just
skill, like whatever it is.
So many easy things that you could be doing that could generate revenue at some point for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, I'm grateful that I had grew my social media following because it was there for me when I needed it.
Yeah.
So,
Mine blew up fast
mm-hmm,
for like 2 solid weeks.
mm-hmm.
It was just like bam, 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 bam,
Yeah,
bam.
mine's slowed down considerably, and I don't know what's going on. Like, if it's something that
Mine stopped again.
if I've posted something, or I don't know.
But I was at like, I don't know, 15, 18, maybe 2,000 followers. And then
I know you were under 1,000 when we first met.
within 2 weeks,
You're at 4, right?
right now I'm at 5.3.
Good job.
And it grows every day still. It's just not, it's slowed down.
Yeah, mine as well. I don't know. It's interesting. It's
But
interesting to learn and watch.
Maybe
and see.
that's the reason why I'm seeing what I'm seeing as well, because I have all of these more people
Yeah.
in my feed. But again, whenever I open it up, the people that I do know pop up first.
Yeah.
Obviously I comment on their stuff a lot, so they're going to pop up first anyways. It's just how the algorithm is, right?
Yeah. So
But the
even if
people that
you're
I don't know,
even if you're friends with someone, and like say for instance you're friends with like me, and you don't like or comment on any of my stuff, eventually you just won't see it anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. So you have to engage with things that you want to keep seeing.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so much
Yeah.
business.
I think it's
And
all.
then like here's ads to buy trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I said something about it earlier.
Mm-hmm. There's so. I just think I think it has a lot to do with the state of the economy, and everybody's like just trying to pay bills. Like I'm just trying to buy groceries, bro. Like honestly, like forget the light bill, forget the water bill, like forget everything else. That's something that impacts
Yeah.
everyone the exact same way.
The other big thing that is popping a lot on social media right now is these.
What is that? Success groups?
Yeah. So it's that time of year where people are trying to,
Find the secret sauce because it's what they call it shoulder season.
yeah, for blue collar. And some not blue collar, but there's just these people that are basically they're show people. They go to these things and they pay astronomical amount of money for stuff that they're not going to take home and implement.
No.
But to each their own, I guess. I'm just saying that's what's in my feed. A shit ton of that. Like,
I had a
and I see these coaches, they're just attacking HVAC contractors like crazy.
yeah.
And that kind of blows my mind too. I was talking to you about that this morning. And I asked you, why do you think HVAC contractors are like the hit list right now for these coaches?
Mhm.
Because so many other trades can get there too. Like if they're going after them because their average ticket size, which I think that's what they're doing. They know that they
I
can
think
go in
it's
the
because-
door and not have to try so hard.
I
to
think it's low
train.
barrier of entry of the trades. It's an easier license to get, my opinion. I'm not a HVAC technician. I am, however, a licensed electrician.
Yes, you are.
And I can tell you how hard those tests are, and I can tell you how hard it is to study for them. And so I feel like that these gurus are coming out for HVAC because it's easy. Like it's a low barrier of entry trade. I mean, it's like where's the handyman guru? Where's the painting guru?
There's not one for
Like,
electricians. There's not one
there's-
for plumbers.
It's
They're only
HVAC.
attacking HVAC contractors.
Yes. Like there's conferences for women in HVAC. I think that's the actual name of the conference.
Yeah, it is.
Where's women in electrical? Like it's just not
There's
there.
also women in roofing.
Yeah, women in roofing. There is
But
that.
there's no women in plumbing. There's no women in electrical. There's no women in concrete. There's no women in building. There's no women in.
There's
fucking
not a
anything.
specific trade show for that. And I just, yeah, I don't know. It blows my mind to see all of these. And you're right. Like there's so many gurus and salespeople and training and this and that. And it's like, there's so many for HVAC.
It just seems like every one of them is HVAC. Every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Yeah.
Even in the next star thing.
Yeah.
It's
So I
all
got- I got-
HVAC.
Yeah. I got headhunted. Yes.
Yeah, that Tylenol PM kicking.
Oh yeah. Headhunted today by a coaching agency. Ultimately I turned down the position. And I was trying to and I'm like, yeah, we use Nexstar like for our stuff. And they were like, oh, well, I've never heard of Nexstar. And I'm like, if you are, Nexstar is huge for training. They're phenomenal at what they do. They've worked themselves up. Like
They've been
Nexstar,
around for a long time.
Nexstar is so huge. They had Mike Rowe as a featured speaker at their conference this year. You want to headhunt me, but you can't tell me that you know who Nexstar is? I'm not impressed. I just was not impressed at all. And they're like, "Oh, I mean, we're not discrediting what you're doing. We wish you the best." And I'm like, "No, there's a reason you came there's a reason you came out for me." And and to me, it was like, and that was another one of those small blessing moments I talked about earlier about God just being like, okay, find the positive small blessing in that. And the small blessing is it's like, people are seeing you. People are saying your names in rooms that you haven't entered yet. So, like that, and they were asking for P&Ls and stuff. And I told them no.
Yeah.
Like I no, thank you. Like I'm just not interested. If you headhunted me, you headhunted me for a reason. I'm not going to hand over my P&Ls to you.
I don't need to.
No, I don't need to. So I was very put off by that.
My business is not yours.
No, it is absolutely not. I will give anybody tips. I will do that. But there's a reason they came out to look for me and talk to me and ask me questions. And I am so quick to give up my power in those instances. Where normally I would have said
Go on my
yes.
belly.
Normally I would have said yes. Oh my God, let me see what I can do. Like I would have said yes. But there was something about me today. I was guarded and drew a boundary. And just because it was a phenomenal opportunity, I didn't get distracted from the big goal of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it was just a little confirmation from God that was like, I don't want you to get distracted from what you're doing, which is why he set my mindset to be what it was, which was that no, I'm not going to give you what you're asking for, but thank you for coming and talking to me. And the lady that I talked to from this particular coaching agency didn't know how to, because you listened to the call, she didn't know how to take me. She was
She didn't
very
even know how to talk
nervous.
to you.
She was very nervous. Like that to me says a lot as well.
Yeah. And she didn't
So-
even know. She didn't study who she was talking to before she got on the phone with you.
No.
And then whenever you told her about your experiences with HCP and everything else, she started shutting down
Oh yeah.
because she had no grounds to talk on any of those things.
Right.
And she should have been able to talk on those things.
Right. Especially for the position of which she was in the company.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. It was exactly what it was meant to be. They said you just got to decipher what the code is.
Yeah.
And I said no. But I feel like we do enough helping already.
Yeah. We're not going to show books to anybody. That's our business.
Unless you are my marketing agency, unless you are my
If you're in our group, that's different.
that's different. But
You're not outsiders not just going to get their hands in the pie.
no, not at all. This person obviously was very true about who they worked for. Like that was not, I'm not saying that they were misinterpreting or misrepresenting who they are. They were 100% were who they said they were. But that was like one of the very first questions out of the gate was, can you prove XYZ and can we get your
K1.
K1 visa? Can we get your financials? And I'm just like, no, you want me for a reason. I'm not producing that. You either want me or you don't. Okay, we're done. Okay, cool.
Have a nice day.
Have a great day. I think that one's mine.
One tap connect. Get one.
Get one. I wonder how that whole conference went down in Austin, that big conference.
Looks like it went well.
Yeah. Looked like it did go well. Yeah.
All right.
So two of the books that I'm reading right now, Boundaries. You guys have heard me talk about the Boundaries book before. Now they've got a Boundaries series for boundaries with kids. And then Jesus is Calling, which is just a daily devotional. Helps you, stay on track.
Get you on track.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But boundaries with kids. We're not done raising kids. We're not done raising kids that will be adults. I know I need to improve on my parenting. I need to improve. And this to me, because I know that because I knew boundaries work is where I started with my healing journey with my divorce. I was like, this is probably the second place to start instead of like, I don't even know what other type of parenting books are out there. There's so many other like co-parenting bullshits, and I just figured it. Once you set boundaries, you can implement other things. You'd be dumb to change your parenting without boundaries. Like it just didn't make any sense to me to go anywhere else but here first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start it and educate and learn. I mean, I've done the 5 love languages of adults. I've done the 5 love languages of kids. So I've done those studies already. Now we'll do boundaries.
Yeah.
Know how to love them. Know how to set boundaries. So,
So yeah.
I just want to be a better person. And I could have picked any book to start reading. I could have. I mean, I've got a stack of them in there, right? And some of them will be a second time read. I could have picked like TED Talks is one that I've gotten halfway through once before. Loved the book. I think it's helped my public speaking phenomenally. I could have picked that one up and be like, I'm going to work on myself, but I'm choosing to work on myself to benefit the children. Like,
Yeah.
I want to improve.
That's pretty sweet.
I want to improve the atmosphere within our home. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No. Everything always needs work.
Yeah.
If you are parents out there and you are not consistently working on your house, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's okay to go stagnant for a day or two, not a week, not a month. Like it's daily work. And there will be days that you don't have time or energy to deal with it. But you guys need to work on your family. Quit ignoring your kids. Quit letting them sit on the couch with the phone in their face all fucking day. Like, come on, guys.
oh yeah, like I have drawn the line recently. Like, you're grounded from your phone. I refuse to be treated this way.
Yeah.
And that's it. But to that, it wasn't a instantaneous, you can't say that to me. It worked up to that. And it was the first time of like, hey, don't treat me that way. And then a couple times later, it was like, you're still treating me that way. And if it continues, you're going to have your phone taken away because I deserve to be treated better.
Yeah.
And
then it continued.
And I said, all right, we're cutting this off. I've already told you how I expect to be treated. You're not willing to listen to me. So I'm not going to allow the privilege of a phone. So go ahead and turn your phone in.
Yep.
Go ahead. You're more than welcome to plug it in so it's not dead. I'm not going to do this.
Yep.
And
You know, the kids, they act much better without the phones.
indeed they do.
They have better attitudes. They want to interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to go outside. They just want to do stuff.
Yep.
And that's what they need to be doing. They don't need to be stuck on a fucking phone.
It's true.
These things are toxic.
Honestly, which is why I was like, you know what?
I don't even like mine.
And because I do social media management and social media generation and content generation, I was like, I easily.
I know y'all see me on mine during this. I'm operating the changer.
It's called the switcher, yeah.
So I'm operating all the camera stuff. So whenever I pick it up, that's what I'm doing. I'm changing the shot, but I'm not sitting over here playing on it.
No. I catch myself using it for, what's the word that I use?
Mind numbing.
Oh yeah, that's a couple of different words, but like
That's a couple different words.
I use it for basically disassociation. I don't like the way I'm feeling in the moment, so I can pick up my phone and I am not comprehending any of the content that I'm consuming. I am just flicking through whatever, like reels, TikToks, any of it.
She got the thumb going over
Oh
there.
yeah, just and I'm not like it's not doing anything besides filling the fact that I don't want to associate with what's going on around me, whether that's I'm sitting in my office chair, or I don't want to make dinner, or I don't want to do laundry, or I don't want to go to bed, like whatever it is. So I was like, you know what? We're making a conscious choice and decision this evening. I'm going to start this book.
Yep. Well, you better go get it started so you can get some sleep.
Oh, we didn't do book time. We did podcast time. And now it's bedtime. But I will read my devotional. There is a really good. So I do want to say this before, because I know you're wanting to wrap up because we're coming up on an hour. But
like, and the reason I picked up the boundaries book was because I was in the shower and I was just like, there's some things in our home and atmosphere wise and interaction wise and relationship wise I want changed. And I started to pray and I was like, am I even praying about this the right way? Am I asking for the right thing to happen? And I really started to dissect it and dive up into it. And I thought, God, you know the outcome that my heart desires. So my prayer is to know what my heart desires. And that was it. Like, that was it. That was the simple prayer. Like, Lord, you know what my heart desires. I don't know how to pray for this. I don't know what I'm supposed to pray for, but this is what my heart says it wants changed. And that's while I was praying in the shower, that's when the whole like, you're going to put your phone away. I listened and I said, okay. And then it was like, how are you going to have some quiet time? Okay. And then I went over to the bookshelf and started going through my books. And I was like, then I found that and I was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. And God's like, while I want to answer what your heart wants, your mind has to be in the place in order for your heart. And I'm trying to articulate this together. Like, your mind has to be ready for when your heart's prayer is answered. Because if my prayer is answered and I haven't done the work, then the prayer has been wasted. And the miracle or I don't know what else to call it, it would be a waste because I wouldn't know what to do with it. And I feel like it would just be do you cherish? And here's another thing that kind of goes off into a deep aspect. If you haven't done the work, if you haven't done the work and put in the effort, are you going to appreciate the answered prayer? And I feel like that's where he's leading me with all of this is like, hey, I really need you to appreciate this answered prayer, and you're going to appreciate it and you're going to cherish it and you're going to nurture it because you have already done the work by the time I answer it. Like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. And that's where I'm at. And that's a whole nother part of the mindset for the triathlon is you will appreciate the answered prayer if you put in the work. So I'm going to put in the work. And the work is understanding boundaries with children and relationships with kids and love languages with kids. And because God knows the prayer of which my heart desires, I just didn't know how to pray for it. And he answered a lot within that, 15-minute shower. But that was my thought process, how I took it, what I'm excited for. I have faith. I just have to do the work.
Yeah.
I feel like I rambled and now you're just staring at me.
No.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Like what?
I don't know.
What does the stare look like?
This crazy woman. Did I pick the right one?
No.
She overthinks shit. Is that really what's going through her head?
She don't overthink shit.
Yes.
She's a good woman.
And so then after all of that, and then pulling out my devotional, today is October 11th. And so it says, I am the culmination of all your hopes and desires. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, who is, was, and is to come. And before you knew me, you expressed your longing for me. I mean, if that doesn't solidify what I had already prayed for in the shower of like, he's like, yeah, no, I know you. Like, I already know everything. Like, I know. But you're not going to appreciate that until you do the work. So and that's the thing is like God could go around answering prayers like for everyone in every circumstance, for everything. But are you going to cultivate and nurture what he answered if you didn't do the work?
The answer is no.
Yeah.
If it's just given to you, just think about anything in life that's ever been just given to you. How did you treat it?
Like it's replaceable.
Yeah. If you didn't do the work for it, you're not going to appreciate it. And so I'll re-ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you treat things that you work your ass off for?
With dignity, with respect, with caution.
It's very fragile
Yeah, it is.
because you worked for it.
Yes. And you get so protective
Mm-hmm.
over the things of which you've worked for. Whether you have worked for your mental health, whether you've worked for your physical appearance, whether you've worked for a dollar figure, whether you've worked for a business or a relationship with a spouse or a child or whatever, you protect it. And you get mad when somebody destroys it or attempts to destroy it.
Or even wants to talk about it because it's not their place to talk about it either.
No, it's not. So there was a lot of words that were spoken to me tonight. And that's the first time in my entire life that I finally just turned to God and was like, I don't even know how to pray for this. I don't even know what the right way is. And if I'm going to spend my time praying, shouldn't I be doing it the right way? Should I be asking the right way for this thing that I want? Shouldn't I be? Like, shouldn't that be the thought process? And so I just kind of like threw my arms in the air, like literally while I was in the shower. I was like, I don't know. I have no clue. Like, so I hope that resonated
I
with
wish I had
someone.
walked in there about that time.
I know. So I was like, exfoliating and I'm just thinking away and praying and talking and listening and everything. And we're just like, well, duh, Jen. Like, admit that you don't know how. Admit it. Say it. Say that you don't know how. I also feel like that's what he was waiting on, too. Tell me you don't know how. That's hard to do.
Yes and no.
It's hard to do in multiple aspects of your life.
Yes and no. You got to want to say those words. You've got to be okay to say those words. You've got to be in a place in your life where you're okay asking or saying that you don't know how to do something.
Yeah.
But it's a certain spot in your life that you're able to do that and you have no issue with it.
I don't have any issue with
Like,
it.
there's no problem asking for help. There's no problem admitting you're wrong. There's no problem admitting that you can't do something or you don't know how to do something.
I feel like I'm in
But
a very humbled space in my life.
But I think that's not a 24/7 space that you get to live in. It's a very I think it's a very tight spot.
Yeah, it is. And I
I'm not
think-
saying that it's not possible. Like, go to church, pray at church, pray at home, whatever you're praying about. I'm not saying that
And
it's
people
not
are
gonna
probably
get
like, she
answered.
cusses a lot, but she's talking about Jesus and how I am not a perfect Christian. I am not saying that. I am just saying that when
Just because we cuss doesn't mean we're going to hell.
No, it doesn't. And I'm not even here to tell people when and when they aren't. That is not my place.
The words
Alls-
are not actions.
I am just telling you that the moment I am just telling you about an aha God moment that I had and where I was when it happened because of the conversation I was having with him. And just the aha moment was, why can't you just say you don't know how? Why can't you just say, I don't know how to put this into words, but I know that you can hear my heart and you can see my heart and you can feel my heart. So, and I feel like that's also a big part of our relationship too, is I can come to you and I can say, I don't know how to say this, or I don't know how to approach this, or I don't know how, like, I could say, I don't know how in at least 100 different ways. And I could tell you, like, hey, I don't know how to do this, but this is the vision that I have. And you would think on it. And we come back together and you could be like, okay, so this is what I heard you say. This is what I did with what I heard you say. Is that what you were trying to say? Is that what you were thinking? Is that the vision that you had? And we would be able to come together and be like, yes, that's it. That's so there's a huge relationship component and a lot of strength in relationships when you can do that. And when you can go, hey, I know you know my heart. So, but I know you know my heart. I just don't know how to ask for this. And you should be able to say that to your partner.
Yeah.
So take that as you will. I know that's a lot of heaviness.
Go talk to your partner.
Talk to your partner. Have that open dialogue. And it's okay to throw your hands up and say, look, I know
I don't fucking know how to do this. Do you?
I know you know my heart. I know you know I am not coming at you maliciously with this. And that was the other part of like my prayer that I was coming to, and that's why I like kept revising it and I'm like I don't know. I don't even know what to do. And that it's okay to say that to your partner. You don't always have to have the right words. Sometimes just
No.
have an I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. See what's gonna go on. But now we have two podcasts done in one day.
Yep. Yippers? Yippers?
I haven't heard that in years. Okay, 7 p.m.
I'm waiting for the
She made it in.
switcher to come back on. All right.
She had it an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. So you can end the podcast.
I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Fade me out, baby.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.